So if you're thinking about a career in beauty or aesthetics, you've probably been hit with a wall of acronyms, right? VTCT, ITEC, NVQ. They all sound super official, but what do they actually mean? Well, today we are going to untangle this alphabet soup once and for all.
This is a question we see all the time, and for a really good reason. These terms get thrown around together, sometimes they're even used like they mean the same thing, and it can be genuinely baffling when you're just trying to pick the right course. So if you're confused, trust me, you are not alone.
So where does all this confusion come from? Well, it's really rooted in the jargon of vocational training. These acronyms all represent different parts of the education system, but they're not always explained very clearly. So let's start by breaking down the most fundamental difference.
Okay, let's dive right in. The most important thing to get your head around is that we are not comparing alike with like here. We're actually talking about two completely different categories: the organizations that give the awards and the type of award that's being given.
This slide really breaks it down nicely. So over on the left, you've got your awarding bodies. Think of these guys as the institutions, the big names that design the courses and hand out the certificates. Then on the right, you have the qualification type. This just describes the style of the course. This one idea is the key to understanding everything.
So, an awarding body, like VTCT or ITEC, is basically in charge of quality control. They're the ones who create the curriculum, they set the standards, and they make sure that when you earn one of their qualifications, it actually meets a recognized professional benchmark. They're the stamp of approval.
Now, an NVQ is a bit different. It stands for National Vocational Qualification, and that word vocational is the key. An NVQ is all about proving you can do the job. It's competence-based, which means you're assessed on your practical skills, usually in a real work environment. And in a field like aesthetics, that's everything, right? It's about proving you can perform a treatment safely and effectively on a real person.
Okay, so we've got the organizations and we've got the type of course. Now let's look at how they actually fit together, because this is where that overlap happens, and honestly, it's where most of the confusion starts.
And here we go. This is the main thing to remember. Those awarding bodies, VTCT and ITEC, they're like a giant umbrella. Under that umbrella, they can offer NVQs, but that's not the only thing they offer. They also have other styles of courses, like certificates and diplomas.
Let's make it super simple. Think of VTCT as an organization. Think of ITEC as another organization. And think of an NVQ as just one style or category of course that either of them can choose to offer. See? They're not competing against each other. They're just different pieces of the same puzzle.
So this leads to the next logical question, doesn't it? If these organizations offer NVQs, does that mean every single course with a VCT or ITEC logo on it is an NVQ? Well, as you've probably guessed by now, it's not quite that simple.
The secret is to just read the full name of the course. It'll tell you everything you need to know. If the title literally says VCT Level 3 NVQ, then yep, you're looking at an NVQ offered by VCT. But if it just says something like VCT Certificate or Diploma, it's a different type of qualification from that same awarding body. Still valuable, still regulated, just not an NVQ.
All right, let's get to the practical side of things. Why does any of this actually matter to you? Well, it matters a lot because your GPO qualification is your ticket to getting a job, getting insured, and getting a license. So, what do the people making those decisions actually care about?
This is what it all boils down to, isn't it? When you're a student, you're investing your time and your money, and you just want to know, which one is better? Which one is going to give me the best shot at a great career?
And here is the really good news. As long as the qualification is officially regulated, it doesn't matter if it's a VCT-branded NVQ or an ITEC-branded diploma. They are all widely accepted by the people who count: insurers, local councils, employers, and all the professional bodies. They're all good.
So how do you pick the one that's best for you? It really just comes down to your personal learning style. As you can see here, NVQs are traditionally very hands-on, very workplace-focused. The certificates and diplomas, on the other hand, can sometimes offer a bit more flexibility, maybe by mixing online theory with practical sessions in a more structured way.
So if it's not about VTCT versus NVQ, then what is the single most important thing you need to be looking for when you choose a course? Let's get to the real bottom line.
Okay, this is it. This is the golden rule. Forget about the alphabet soup of VTCT, ITEC, or NVQ. The two things that truly matter are, 1, the qualification level. Is it a level 2, 3, or 4? And 2, is it officially off-qual regulated? That little detail is your absolute guarantee of quality and recognition.
And that really brings us to the final thought.
The question you should be asking yourself isn't VCT or NVQ. The real question is this qualification at the right level for my goals? Does it fit my learning style? And most important of all, does it have that official stamp of regulation?